shuffle up to both of you. So I'm actually going to need each of you to make Vale and Pluto. You need to make 4 Constitution saving throws. So Vale, you can roll them first and just tell me the results of
Roll. Constitution?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, I rolled a 20 on one of the dice, so 22, 11, a natural 1, and a 2.
Okay.
Which is a 4.
Okay. So you actually only succeed one of your saving throws. So for each failed save, you're going to take 4d6 damage. So Vale, you're taking a total of 12d6 poison damage.
Oh no! I thought my dying days were over.
What's the save?
It's a Constitution save.
What do I need to get?
Just tell me the results, please.
Okay, so I got a 9,
Okay,
a
that's
14, a 13, and a 17.
okay. So you succeeded 3 out of them all. So Pluto, you're gonna take 14 poison damage plus another 21 because you still take half damage on a successful save. Vale, on the other hand, you failed 3 saves, so you're gonna take 52 poison damage.
Oh man! Wow.
You can feel the energy of this corroding your body, and you can tell that had you been reduced to 0 hit points by these, you probably would have been dissolved into a goo.
No, not goo.
An unlikable goo too.
Yeah.
A lower charisma goo.
Now a mean cat.
These as they eject these, you can see that their bodies are rupturing still. So, with those creatures having gone, Sebastian, it is your turn.
One in, Sebastian. One in the room.
Sebastian rushes in and sees this swarm around Veo and like fur exploding out of the hallway corridor, and Sebastian's cloak starts to billow in the wind as he raises off the ground an inch and his eyes glow purple, and he holds his hands out in front of him and a beam of black light shoots out of his hands, and I'm going to cast Sunbeam across these two in front of Veo.
Okay.
And I'm going to quicken it. So they need to make Constitution saving throws.
All right. So the thin one, it gets a 11, and the big guy actually gets an 18.
That matches my save DC.
Okay.
And this is going to be the quicken version, so... Alright. Hold on. Just reading features here. Quickened.
They get blinded as well if they're...
If they failed,
if they
yeah.
fail to save, okay.
I'm going to use an empowered spell as well, because I did not like that roll.
Okay.
There we go, that's much better.
Okay, let's go to Oslo.
Alright, that is going to be 31 radiant damage.
Okay.
And as my beam of black energy blasts through them, and that will be on the quicken spell, and then I'm going to use my action. How are they looking? There's the one who is already injured.
It is very, the black energy really harmed it, but it is not destroyed. And neither is the other one.
Well,
the other one isn't even bloody yet.
I have another D8. I'm like one short. And it's, yeah, I should think about that next time. Anyway, I'm going to blast them again with my action.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that Sunbeam is a concentration spell that you can use an action to fire again. So
Basically
if you
hit it twice
quicken it,
in a-
you can, yeah.
That's cool.
35 on the second one.
Okay.
So the beam gets, it's not even two beams, like I'm firing the beam and then I just like force more energy.
Yeah, you said
through
like
it,
a second pulse. It leaves the emaciated creature disintegrated. Actually, no, I do have to make a second save for it, actually, right? Which I
Yes.
failed. The other one, the big guy actually gets a natural 20 on its saving throw, so it succeeded both of its saves against the sun.
But doesn't an undead make the saves with disadvantage?
I don't know, radiant damage, do anything? I don't know.
Does that say that in the text of the spell for Sunbeam?
I don't think so.
If it's undead.
No. Undead and oozes have disadvantage on the saving throw. Yes.
Okay, so then I can roll those both again. So it's still, so it
I
would
missed
still
that. I
have
didn't-
succeeded the first save, but it
That
would
is why
have
you chose it,
failed
because it was
the second.
undead.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's still standing, but it is bloodied.
Alright. I'm still hovering in the air, eyes glowing purple, just firing dark beams on my hands.
And I guess it would be blinded as well.
Yes.
Okay. Great. So we go to the top of the round then with Pluto.
I am going to turn to belly to my right.
All right.
Open.
As you turn, give me a con save.
Oh no. Hello. Oh. I get a 21.
Okay. You do not fall susceptible to the incredible stench and the viral aura of these creatures.
And I swing Ignatius. Getting a 23 to hit.
Ignatius slams into the undead flesh of the creature before you.
29 damage
All right.
to the creature. I'm gonna swing again against the same one, getting a 25 to hit. As I bring my sword once again into its gnarly body. 27 damage.
Ooh. Die! You cleave great rents into its undead flesh, but it still stands.
I strike it once more for a crit.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it will survive that one, so what happens?
This time I cleave it in half down the middle, just so that its body can fall apart and like both and its like gooey insides start to spill over both halves. As I run through it, letting this one behind me take a shot if it wants to.
So this one here, that one is destroyed, and you're gonna let that one take an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, because I'm gonna run after Veo.
Okay. It gets a 24 to hit.
Oh, it hits me.
Okay. So you are going to take a total of 15 necrotic damage, and it grabs you.
Wait,
So you
No.
stop there.
no.
job.
Wait. I want to shove it.
Oh yeah, because you have your bonus action remaining.
I get my shove is my athletics.
Yes.
21.
So yes, it does get shoved.
And then I keep running.
Okay.
Get off me, you dirty undead!
All right.
And then when I reach Veo, I'm going to use my bait and switch. So,
what kind of action is bait and switch?
it is a special action. It's one of my cool maneuvers. So when I'm within 5 feet of a creature, I can expend 1 superiority die, and we switch places. It doesn't invoke opportunity attacks.
It doesn't cost you movement.
Only 5 feet of movement.
Oh wow, that's good.
And so I'm gonna switch spaces with Veo, and Veo, you receive an increase of 5 to your AC.
Wow. For how long? This turn?
Until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Yay!
That's such a
I
good
go,
maneuver.
come and get me. I mostly took it because of Sebastian, but it worked out for me this time. It was mostly this will be
A safe Sebastian move.
a safe Sebastian
I
move.
feel like we haven't talked about that maneuver. That's an amazing maneuver.
Yeah, 5 feet, no action, and then you can choose yourself or your target to receive your superiority die bonus to AC until your next turn. So it's like a free shield right now, and I rolled low, like on my D10.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
I'm gonna
So
stand there. Come get me.
it is Veo's turn.
All right, I am going to Zephyr Strike again. That's my bonus action, which makes.
I forgot. Oh wait. You killed it with radiant damage.
Oh yeah.
Am I charismatic again?
You're not charismatic again. No,
Yeah, dead.
yeah, you killed it with radiant damage. Okay, that's fine.
You're welcome. Whatever I did right, I'm glad.
We both did.
Okay.
Good old. Wait, no, Ignatius is fire.
Yeah.
Technically.
No, Ignatius is radiant.
Oh, is it?
Nice. Veo, it's your turn.
I don't do any radiant damage. Great. Okay, I'm still gonna Zephyr Strike, which makes it so I don't take opportunity attacks. I'm gonna run behind this table-ish structure. There we go. Maybe over here.
Okay.
That's some extra movement. I'm gonna take some shots at this injured guy. Okay. 25 to hit.
These guys are like hitting the broadside of the arm. So yes, that hits.
Okay. And then a lot of dice.
Dice, a lot of man. In hindsight, I should have shoved before I tried to run past him. You know,
Probably.
thinking of
Hindsight's
thinking about
2020.
it. It seems more.
40 damage.
That destroys it. However, this is not it is not killed with radiant damage, so you rupture its belly, causing it to explode. So we can get some con saves again from the two of you. Yeah, you're in there.
No!
And Sebastian, you are too. So,
I'm in there?
yeah.
What's the range on that thing?
Within 30 feet of where it was. So you're.
Guys, I might die. I might die.
It was right here though, right?
Oh, yeah,
no,
it was in
you gotta make this save.
That's 35.
How many hit points do you have, Veo?
34.
Alright, better make your con save.
So one con save?
One constitution save.
You also have. Don't you have any? Do you have any
So yeah, Sebastian, you're out of range. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. I just
Lucky or
I like to avoid damage when
doubtful,
possible.
things like that. No.
No.
Does lucky work for other people? Can I lucky?
Veo, what do you got? What's your save?
18.
You succeed, so you only take 10 poison damage.
I got a 14.
You succeed, so you only take 10 poison damage.
Fail.
Stop getting in these situations.
Yeah, the other creatures are definitely immune to the poison damage. So, alrighty.
So that was my first shot.
First shot. Yeah.
I'm gonna take another step this way because I still have some movement. And, shoot the yellow.
Shoot the non-exploding guy.
Yellow-eyed guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I crit! Ah!
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes.
So that's 8.
Oh yeah.
And then I have my Zephyr Strike damage. So it's 35 damage.
35. It actually hasn't taken any damage at this combat. So, despite the shot basically hitting it in one of its eyes, it just reaches out, throws it out. The glow comes back. It's still standing. It still fights on. Okay. It is the zombies' turn. Having used their big.
And they both take damage. They both take another 6 radiant damage.
Good D6 rolls.
Sebastian and
It's-
Pluto, you two can both roll a d6. Because this one, it's dumb zombie, so I'm not sure if it's gonna follow Pluto or go for Sebastian.
Great.
4.
Okay, so it's gonna follow Pluto.
Hello. I pushed him.
So the two zombies, they all attack you.
Okay.
I get a critical hit, and the other one, the highest is an 8.
So thankfully, crits are nullified by my super cool Sebastian dad armor.
So it's still gonna be, but it's still gonna be ground after being beaten up by the zombie. Looks like it would probably eat her.
It's not what that's actually sort of fitting. So like, if anyway.
I'm going to run up onto this table. Actually, wait, no. Why would I do that? I don't want to get close to it. No, wait, radiant damage. Yeah. Okay. I'm running up to this table. I jump onto the table. Again, hovering beam. I'm gonna explode this zombie with a beam. Not hitting Vale.
You mean me?
No, I'm hitting it on the. You're on the ground.
Yeah, I'll say that because she's part of the ground. You can see the zombie, but not.
Good. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw against my spell.
Gets a 20. Oh, but it's not the disadvantage, so it's
Disadvantage.
right?
Needed that. Really needed that. Freaking songs.
Damage, radiant damage.
Alrighty, it is damaged by that heavily, but not bloody.
Man, not even bloody, eh?
Yeah.
Can I do anything else?
It does look that the sunbeam did draw its attention to these here.
Oh, no. I am... Does it require concentration? No. Okay, you know what? I'm going to quicken a mind whip on it.
Okay.
Because the sunbeam, I'm not casting a spell this turn, it's already cast. I'm just
Correct.
using an action.
Correct.
So I can quicken a mind whip.
So I have a -4 on my intelligence saving throw, so I literally can't. There's no point in me rolling the save.
Oh.
Alright. Then it's
now I
going to
feel
take...
empathy.
Don't feel empathy, it's trying to kill Thea. So it's going to take 9 psychic damage,
Okay.
and it can't take reactions, and on its next turn, it must either move, take an action, or a bonus action.
Okay.
Hey, okay, slow it down.
That is my turn.
Alright. We go to the top of the round with Ludo.
I action surge, screaming at the sight of a fallen Vale, and I begin to tear into the awful creature, the sickly eye creature that raised the dead.
Okay.
Getting a 23 to hit.
Impressive.
For 28 damage.
You cut the creature down.
And continue my assault. I'm just in a rage now against these zombies. Like 28 to hit, or yeah, I mean it takes usually a few hits. So
Yeah.
a 28 and a 24.
I think the only way you miss these guys is if you roll.
So 24 and
They make no effort to defend themselves. Like they just have no spatial awareness.
so 24 damage and 24 damage again. So 48 damage against the one above me, the north one.
Okay. I don't think either of these ones have been damaged yet.
Another hit for 31 damage,
That is enough to slay it.
and then
How many more attacks do you have?
so 2 turns.
Wow. Okay.
Continuing the rampage. 24 damage against the one. I just wish I had one crit. That would probably help.
with 16
I'm
Celsius
gonna just
already.
use my
Yesterday it was 14 at this
my
time.
second wind
Okay.
It's gonna be even warmer today.
to get some HP back.
Yikes.
Vale, we're over to you. We're looking at a death saving throw.
Death saving throw. 9.
So, failed death save. Fortunately, Sebastian's barrage of magic has drawn the zombie's attention away from you, and it does shuffle towards him, wasting its turn to move up to him.
Yes. And it takes D6 damage. Actually, wait, is it within
Yep, it is. Yep.
Oh no, it was technically out of the 30 feet though. So it
Oh, when it started to... Okay.
it was able to
The other zombie that is going to attack you, it's 2 attacks. Getting 2 23s. Ow. So that's going to be 2 hits, 1 for 12, 1 for 15.
and then I will repost for a 30 to hit. And it's going to take 4 radiant from starting its turn plus 20 damage.
That cuts it down. Sebastian, how will you destroy this last zombie?
Still levitating in the air, eyes glowing, I just kind of grab its head and a beam of dark energy pops it. Like,
Nice.
And then I settle back down to the ground and stop glowing with octarine colors.
And run to the head.
You run to Vale, do you have a potion?
She does.
Okay.
Give me one of the superior.
Whatever.
Alrighty, as you pour the potion down her throat, that's where we're going to take our very late break. We'll be back in just 15 minutes. And we are back from our short rest. We have restocked on our consumables, and we are playing some more D&D. As Vale recuperates with the fresh potion, the room is... The smell persists in this chamber, but the immediate danger has passed. What do you do?
Use my helmet trigger.
Your helmet does click off for the moment.
I'm gonna start poking around with what's left of the bodies. Is there anything, or have they turned into goo? I mean, I did blast them.
No, actually, the ones that you blasted apart with radiant damage are much more destroyed. Although so you can see why the one that blew up, the creature was able to stitch it back together, so that it could continue its assault. But yes, these creatures, they seem to produce this bile when they are stitched back together again. But the ones that you destroyed with radiant damage, their remains are still.
The ones that I didn't blow up, though, examining them, I'm kind of trying to find out, like, were these bodies, did they go through any sort of transformation that corresponds with delirium? Or would I recognize this more as something otherworldly? At this point, I believe that Sebastian has probably dealt with his fair share of different entities from different types of issues, so...
Give me investigation or arcana, whichever you prefer.
I'm going to investigate. And I'm going to get an 18.
Okay. There is no trace of delirium in these creatures. These are undead creatures that would have necessitated a very powerful and proficient necromancer. Someone who is possibly like these are undead creatures that you couldn't just create with a animate dead spell. You would need to be a very high level necromancer with access to a great deal of necromantic knowledge in order to create an undead creature like
Oscar Jorn blew himself up, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Oscar Jorn?
I think that we're dealing with somebody who knows magic, knows how to cast necromancy.
Did he have an apprentice? Was it Gemma? Is that her name?
I'm pretty sure Pluto chopped Gemma in half.
Yeah, that seems like something I would.
But looking at these bodies, do I get the idea that they were animated by like somebody casting a spell?
It's the. Give me an Arcana check as well.
All right. 15.
Okay. The best you can put together is that the process to animate these creatures would involve a spell like Create Undead, which is a 6th or 7th level spell, but it would also necessitate the special preparation of the bodies in advance. You couldn't just take any corpse and animate this and create an undead creature like this. You would need to prepare the body. And as far as you can tell, these bodies, there's too much, like, you pass through the room where the recently deceased bodies of paladins and clerics of the Silver Order and the Sacred Flame were kept. And so, having been in bodies of, been in other crypts of the Sacred Flame, beyond the recently deceased, most of what remains are skeletal remains. So, a creature with this much flesh on its body is probably not made from that of a paladin or cleric that was interred here.
And so it also would have been recent enough where the flesh, like you said, is still on
Fotobox längre framme.
it. Like you said, it's still on it. And I don't know how long it takes to cast something like that. But
So these bodies were prepared. We did have weeks. There were weeks that this place was sealed off, meaning that somebody, a spellcaster, got in here, prepared the bodies, or prepared the bodies outside and brought them in here to leave them as a trap. Now, the next question is, how did they get in? I'm going to cast Detect Magic again as a ritual. I'm looking for signs of, I don't know if there's residual teleportation magic. I don't know if that's something that you can do, but
Probably not with Detect Magic, but as you do that, Veo or Pluto, is there anything that you'd like to investigate or look around at?
I want to look down this hallway to see if there's any other like doors that are locked or. Kind of
Yeah,
like
sure.
slits.
I'll put it. So there are 2 doors that lead off of this chamber, one to the north and one back to the west. Both are decorated with images of the angels. You see quite prominently, the one leading to the west is decorated
I need
with
to change
imagery
lane.
depicting Saint Fiona, who was one of the saints Saint Fiona, according to legend, was one of the disciples of Saint Tarna. And so when the city here was founded, Saint Fiona was martyred because she resisted the Sorcerer King who made his capital of Liberio before Liberio was Liberio.
finished taking a look, I think we should explore some of these corridors. Who knows what else is around here?
And Pluto, what would you like to do?
Well, I want to take a look at the clothes that these zombies were wearing.
They really weren't wearing much of any sort of clothing. But nevertheless, what kind of things are you looking for?
I'm going to investigate, which I'm terrible at, but maybe I'll employ.
Foteboks lenger framme.
Hei sann.
But
Jeg skulle bare si jeg er på vei ned til byen nå, så jeg er ved den derre hva heter den da? Tunnelen første tunnelen ved Innsjø der. Ja, så jeg bare parkerer der jeg parkerte i går, så går jeg bortover til det der bygget. Ja.
18.
Ja, men da ses vi der.
Examining
Ja, ha det.
bodies, you actually find that the back of one of the bodies has a bunch of old sailors' tattoos on it.
This is the money. Because they would have come from somewhere. Priests. Where were they before? Yeah. What do you think, Sebastian? Where? Sailors.
We are in Liberia, which is at the edge of the Middle Sea.
Probably the biggest port in the entire continent.
So there's a big port here, and sailors come and go. So
Yeah. In fact, looking at the sailors' tattoos, this man probably, judging from it, actually, this man would have sailed around the south of Caspia and probably down into Turin. He's not local.
I think we're trying to hunt a necromancer who's stealing local sailors who arrive in, well, not local, sailors who arrive in port. I'm gonna come next to Pluto and together maybe, besides the fact that it's changed into a bile monster, can I determine cause of death?
Like
Yeah. Give me a medicine check.
All right, come on, dice. Pluto, you wanna help?
Is this your
Yeah.
first medicine check?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm no good at medicine. Well, I have
You know,
a +2.
yep, you guys can roll it. It's gonna be hard.
I got a 13.
I got a 17.
Because neither of you are proficient in medicine,
I
and
think he died from being an undead and blasted with radiant damage.
pretty much, if they're, whatever
Yeah.
killed this man before you destroyed its undead form, you can't piece that together.
But you're
Okay, then here's a question just based on standard logic. The bodies were relatively bloated. Did the bloated look like drowning, or was it just generic bloated, or I can't really tell the difference?
They were bloated because their bodies were like
Full of bile?
full of this poisonous gas. Like, actually thinking about it, these things were living bombs.
Okay.
Like, if they hadn't gotten out and into a crowd gathered in the catacombs, especially one that wasn't ready for what they do, it could have been really bad.
Somebody was trying to sabotage everything here. So,
It doesn't feel like thieves.
no.
It's not something she would do.
The Queen of Thieves doesn't strike me as a necromancer. She doesn't strike me as somebody who raises the dead. So I write down in my notes, necromancer question mark. Our new enemy, the necromancer, we will call them.
This isn't like other than Oscar Gorin. I can't think of anyone.
Not anybody outside of Dragonhead. I mean, I've heard stories of the Pale Man. Ryan Graymere's dabbled, but Ryan Graymere's dabbled, but nothing like this. And we're here in Liberia. The Pale Man wouldn't leave Dragonheim. Ryan Graymere might, but she has no reason to do this. That she's not.
She would come to us.
Yeah.
She not.
Yeah, Ryan Graymere's not an enemy anymore. So
It's also kind of disturbing though that these undead that are just walking around underneath just cathedrals. Like,
yeah,
I think we need to tell I wrote down her name because the writing names is good. Keeper Portia.
I agree, but I want to just check the last couple rooms here to see if we can find a point of entry that might give us more information before we head in.
I might need another potion or two. Do you guys have any extra?
Yeah, I was thinking about taking another one myself. I have.
Do you have anything to spare? I think I forgot most of them back in the villa or something.
You take a superior.
Is that 40?
Yeah.
It's okay.
And I'm gonna take a greater.
I have a potion of poison resistance. That might have been cool.
Greater's 20.
Not upset.
And I
Well,
still
this is
got
probably useless, and he throws it on the ground.
Potion of water breathing, potion of poison resistance.
Do you
It is
need any
water
healing,
breathing.
Sebastian?
No, I am quite all right, actually. They didn't touch me.
Okay, well, that really helped out a lot. I think
Sure?
I'm happy to lead into the fray once again.
Okay. I think going forward, depending on if we can help against anything else, we gotta be careful because we're not there.
We should also bring one of those like scraggly ones back to show Portia because she needs
Yes.
to deal with.
If we find any more living corpses, what I might do is I might transform them into a smaller creature. Then we can bring it upstairs and... no, that's probably a bad idea.
Release it to the crowd.
It would stand as an example of what we... But no, you're right. That's...
It's a slow so
True.
I'm just gonna watch for a glow.
Yeah.
I'm getting that sense.
Which door do we open?
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, the password was Fiona. So maybe the one with St. Fiona?
Sure.
Okay. As you open the chamber door, which slides open, it comes into a kind of an antechamber-like room that has two stairways leading off of it, which both lead downward, and then ends in another grand doorway. This chamber is decorated with the trappings of the life and deeds of Saint Fiona, who, as it and largely it shows in bas relief. It illustrates her tutelage under Saint Tarna, and the friendship of the two women in their resisting the rule of the Sorcerer Kings, and then shows finally in the center at the door opposite the chamber it depicts the dramatic scene of the martyrdom of Saint Fiona, where she is struck down by one of the Sorcerer Kings, and she unfortunately was one of those.
Hello.
Those
I am in Oslo.
Well, she has a wonderful story of rebellion. She was not victorious in the end, and so the Sorcerer King made an example of her. But in that, in her death, it backfired because so loved was Saint Fiona that the people rose up again, joined in that her death was seen as an affront. So the stairways lead down and through, but you do notice that there is signs of lots of movement through this chamber immediately as you come in. There are trails of the bile from the creatures that you created.
Oh, come on. Få grønt lys. Yeah, this is Oslo. I'm going to a parking house. Then I have to walk about at less than 10 minutes to where I'm going to work because I'm gonna meet a colleague and show him something. And after I'm done with that, I'm driving to another place where I'm going to work the rest of the day. And it is going to be really hot here in Norway or Oslo today. It's already 17 Celsius. Yesterday at the warmest it was around 27 Celsius, so I will lose connection now, so I will see you guys later.